Okay. Hi, Redhead Whiskey. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Redhead Whiskey here, and today I have a special friend, which I'm meeting for the first time. Chima, the drinks educator, the tasting.
a,
Really love.
a, a drinks enthusiast that likes to help people educate their palates, shall we
Okay.
say? But it's usually from a beginner's point of view. So I
Okay.
won't I won't say I'm on the level of
No, no,
you
no,
know
no, 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 no.
yeah
So, Redhead Whiskey here today, presenting Chima, the Chima,
yeah
the.
drinks.
I mean, people get confused with my name as well, so I'm allowed to,
How do you pronounce your name,
get pronounce it.
Aline?
Oh, that's nice. Okay, you won this round.
Yes.
All right, I have Chima here, the tasting host, and I would say you are an educator with liquor, and you do have a lot of knowledge. So don't be shy about that. We'll
Thank you.
dive into that in a second, but I'm really happy to have you here. We met on Instagram. Your account is Locks the DJ
Locks underscore DJ.
underscore
Yeah.
the underscore DJ. Very
Yeah.
important.
Locks
And,
underscore DJ.
yeah, and I have to say, you present some of the most phenomenal drinks.
Oh, you know what? Just for you, you know what I did?
Just for me.
Just for you, I thought, let me, but it's a bit out of shot. I just thought, okay, let me bring it out a bit.
That's not fair.
I thought I'd bring it out. So I got that. There's a few others hiding. I got some stuff here, over there, but it's all good.
Okay, so choose your pour.
You know what? I
Um,
just, because represent America,
yep.
kind of thing, I thought I'll go for this one here.
No, that's double unfair. Where did you get that?
Oh, over here. So
For
I
how
was
much?
lucky.
Well, no, I'm not going to ask for how much, but
Oh, about how much I get it for? Oh,
60 quid.
actually, probably. Do you know what I did? There's a place. Sometimes there's a place that I know,
Mhm.
and they will sell me the rest of the liquid inside it. So the bottle will be open, it'll be in the bar, and I'll just buy the rest of it. They know
That's
I'm not going
nice.
to do anything with it, and yeah, I'll just buy the rest of it, and I use it for tastings. So you could tell I've used this for a lot of tastings. That's how much is left of it.
That's
But,
very cool.
but I thought
That's
a
very
nice cup of 20. Is that all right?
cool. Okay.
Okay. What are you drinking?
The 15.
The
The springtime
15.
15. Yeah, the
Ah,
springtime 15.
perfect. I will probably drink some rum afterwards as well.
Okay, I'm not going to object to that. I'm very new to rum still exploring. I have to
So,
say, my favorite, we'll get to that, but I'll just mention it that my favorite palette on rum is the Jamaican Hampton Stinky.
oh,
Yeah, that's
that
my,
is.
I mean, I'm a Lefroy girl, so I mean, it
Oh,
makes sense that
I
I
know,
would.
I know you are. You are proper. I've seen your shrine.
Yes.
I'm afraid.
So we met on Instagram, and I've learned that I know that you are a bartender, that you are a runner. So you like you're balancing. I'm not sure which passion is bigger, the alcohol or the running physical one. And you're an educator. I see that you're throwing a lot of tasting events, and I see you showing and educating people on things that are pretty cool. Springbank is nice.
Oh,
So,
thank you
so
very much.
can you? That's the little that I know. Do you want to present yourself and tell us what do you
Uh,
do?
so you know what's fun? So people for a while, people have always been wondering. Oh, some people are like, "What do you do? What's your full time?" Because they feel like they'll have enough time in a day. Because I'm running. My Instagram is
Mm,
running, cycling, sports, high rocks, or whatever sort of thing. And then at the same time, I'm at all these drinking events.
mhm.
And then people are like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do?" So my full time job, I work in IT. I know, I know, IT support. But at the same time, I love that. And then I love the drinks as well. I love teaching people about, you know, just the different types of drinks. And I'm lucky enough to be able to get certain hard to get drinks. And because of that, I like to share that as well. So if you ever see any of my tastings on Instagram, people say that, oh, what's your tastings like? you'll see about 20 to 30 bottles. I'm always bringing like lots of bottles because for me, I'm always like, and even that, I feel like, did I bring enough? Because
2030 is fine. Yeah.
20, because at my tastings, I always like, exactly. And I think at my tastings, I always like to make sure that no one's left out. So if I'm doing like a rum tasting, I'll have so many different rums, and I always want to make sure people have at least 6 rums. So I
Yeah.
might have some rum from Jamaica. So not always might be that Frank Hamden, but they might have an Appleton sort of flavor. So nice, easy sipping sort of rum. They might even like the South American rums like Abuelo, Havana, sort of thing. Or we go to Scotland. You've got Scottish style rums out here as well. So you've got all that different styles. So I'm always bringing a lot of stuff to make sure no one's left out and people could try all the different stuff. I don't limit you, but if I see you swaying from side to side, I'll be like, I think you might need some water now. But
Okay.
I'm always trying to give
Well,
people a
we're
chance.
tasting. We're not getting drunk, right? Okay.
Exactly. That's
So
what it's all
cheers
about.
to you, Chima, and to
Cheers.
getting to
Thank
know
you.
you.
Thank you how much we drank already.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, the Springbank is just, it's like no other, right? So unique.
Oh, I love it. Have you tried the new ones that'll come out, the Hazeburn A and all that sort of stuff?
No, it's very hard to get here in the U.S.
I've
And I'm
heard.
still, even though I attended the school and all of that, I'm not in the committee
Ah,
and in the community, I would say. So I'm not getting any vowels yet. But can you? How did you get to do that? I mean, if you work in IT, but you have this passion, which I can resonate with. I I do fashion marketing during the
yeah.
day, so I can understand why someone is so passionate to want to educate people about liquor. But can you tell me your story and how did you get to that?
Oh, okay. Okay. The way it started is so I've always had a lot of alcohol because I was just a person that at the end of the
You're in
party.
London, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah, that's it. I always but
with
the,
the application.
that's it. So I've always kind of had a lot of drinks, but it was during lockdown when we couldn't go in people's houses. We went to, but we liked to meet up in parks. And then I thought, oh, let's do something. And I thought, let me bring some drinks together, get some people together, and let's do a little tasting. So,
Were you
what's
a bartender at the time, or did you have any?
I was still bars because I was always I've always been like a private bartender. So if you're short of staff, or you need something for a wedding, or you want someone to create a cocktail or a little menu for you for like your special day or stuff like
So
that,
you had the training of being a bartender before.
yeah, yeah. So I've never done a bar full time, but I've always done like weekend works there and stuff like that. And then later on, there's a lot of people that I want to big up that have helped me through my journey of where I am today. But yeah, so I did that in the park, and then giving people let them try some Woodford Reserves, all these different types of
What's the
drinks.
reserve?
Yeah, so all different types of drinks, and then what
Is bourbon and American whiskey and rye, are they popular in the UK?
to some people, yes. There's still a lot because obviously America, you guys, I see the shops, you guys have like a whole a whole
Yeah.
wall full of different types of
Yeah.
bourbon. Over
Mhm.
here, it's not like that, but our supermarkets still have like quite a decent amount of
Okay.
bourbon. So you got shops like Whiskey Exchange, Amethyst, Jerry's. They still got quite a good selection of bourbon. But yeah, so I took it there. Had rums, whiskey, bourbons, tequilas, and I thought let people taste it. They tried it. They got a bit.
How did you
Well,
gather them? How
yeah.
did you find them? Like friends or?
Oh, friends will give me some bottles as well.
Well, how did
I've
you
got
find the people to present to? And
so they're from my running club. So we wanted to meet up. They were local. Or some because we just wanted to meet up and just do something together. So it was just more or less playing games. But I thought, let me do a tasting. And then at that time, I was like, oh, it was almost all free. I was like, oh, yeah, this was a bit of fun. And then as we was leaving, I'm packing up, my friend put some money in my back pocket. I was like, oh, I don't need this. And then boom, an idea shot in my head. I was like, oh, okay. And I started doing like tastings in the park. So I started going to different parks, meeting up people. People start doing tastings there.
that's so
And
cool.
then
How did
yeah,
people hear about it and learn about it?
word of mouth. Word of mouth. I was the guy who would carry a suitcase full of alcohol. All you hear was clank, clank, clank. And then, yeah, and that was me. And then from there, people knew
Okay.
who I was, started doing it, photos started coming up, and then started getting more people started knowing who I was. And then certain brands would say, oh, you do this. take a few of our bottles, take it to your tastings as well. And then I started working on certain shows that just got bigger and bigger. And then here I am.
Wow. So what was your but you're still in IT during the day and you do
Yes.
this at night and then you run in between?
Yeah. Yeah. I do. Well, as with the drinks, it's very, because I could pick and choose when I want to do it. So it's not like I'm I'm Bruce Wayne by day, Batman by night. So it's the
Far
more.
enough. Yeah.
So I could just so more or less be like one weekend. Like the summer's usually busy because you got weddings and all that sort of stuff. So people are asking for my attention, and if I can't do something, I'll just pass it along to someone else. Or if I just want a break, pass it along to someone else. Or if there's a race, pass it along to someone else. But
Oh,
um
you prefer a race over a tasting. I see.
because the thing is, with a race, I love a medal. I want that medal.
You get the medal.
So and it's like, okay, I love a good timed race. I'll be like, I'm sorry guys. I might meet them afterwards. I
Hmm.
said, okay, if I could squeeze it in. But
Okay.
there's been plenty of times where I've had I've, I've done a tasting straight after a race. So it's all good.
Yeah, I see that you sometimes do that. So I have my shrine of Lefroy. What's your shrine? What's your favorite brand?
Oh, it changed. I'm gonna give you a typical bartender. It changes throughout the day. It changes throughout the week.
You have to
So
pick one.
oh, I have to pick one. Oh, it's so hard because it's like I said, I love Springbank stuff, but I also love the Pappy stuff. But I also love Foursquare. Obviously, got a T-shirt on. I love some Redbreast Irish whiskies. They're cask
What's
strength.
your favorite red breast?
Uh,
Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
It's
Amazing.
it is my
It
favorite
is
one so
amazing.
far. So
It is
yeah,
amazing.
I did that one. I was lucky. I got that one from a charity. So
Yeah.
that's good. What about
I
yours? Like,
tried
what
it at
is?
the whiskey show.
Oh, you
The
tried it?
Yeah,
Ah,
it was 10 a.m.
Tony.
Yeah,
Oh,
whiskey show 10 a.m. on a second day. I think
yeah.
it was 2022. My friend told me try it. They have it there, and I think I got the last pour.
Ah, see. But how did you get involved in what you do as well? Because as I said, we're kind of similar, where we've
We
got
are.
our
Yeah.
we've got our alter egos when it comes to drinks. And I've seen your tastings as well, and then it's like in
Yeah.
a nice house and stuff like that. It's not as backyardy where I do
I
mine
just
wherever
make
I
it
want.
look nice.
Yeah.
I just make it look nice in the pictures. That's COVID too. So I mean, I always liked whiskey, and my dad taught me about it, and he educated me about it. And then I lived in the UK for 5 years,
Mhm.
and so I had to, I got an opportunity to kind of like deep dive a little. And then during COVID, I found myself gathering with friends
Yeah.
and bringing a bottle and talking about it and
Yeah.
exploring it and seeing. And then I said, okay, we can set up a club and be like 7 people and we all pitch in so that we can get that bottle that you have behind you, uh, something like Puppy,
Yeah.
or Redbreast 27. And I thought we'd be like 7, 10, 15 people. And within 3 months, it was 100 people. And
Wow.
then it exploded to right now, today, there are two clubs, one in New York and one in Bergen.
Wow.
I used to have one in Hoboken, but I merged it with New York, so that it's two different states. And I mean, people just want to be together, right? They
That's
just want to
true.
drink together. They just want to drink together. So every time I bring a different, I learned that there's this concept of a brand ambassador. I attended a tasting from Lefroy,
Yeah.
Simon Brooking, and I was like, oh, okay. So there's a thing where there's a person and he educates you, and then I said, okay, I'm going to bring it to the club. And then bit by bit, I realized that it's something that I'm learning a lot about, and I earned my certificate in bourbon and in Scotch and in wine.
Congratulations.
I saw that you have your WSET
WSBC.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started presenting, and I started being invited into all of the tastings, just
Yeah.
because of the. I think, yeah, we share that passion of we just want to share it with people, and we want to talk about it, and just I like that moment where someone is like, "Oh no, I don't drink that," and then they taste, and then it's like,
That's it.
that's actually interesting.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
it.
that moment where the door opens and they like it, I'm like, yes.
That's exactly what I try to aim for as well. It's a thing of when people said, "Oh, I don't like whiskey." Well, my challenge now is tequila to try and get people to, get rid of that trauma they've had in university or college with tequila, and just let them know
Exactly. Yeah.
there are so many good tequilas out there.
Yeah.
So I do to
Which
keep
would
them.
which do you like? Which is your favorite?
Oh, do you know what? I've got one here, another special one. One of my favorites, actually. I've got two. So I've got the Ocho.
Which one is it? Okay.
Oh, so this is the Ocho Puntas. So I like a nice little high proof tequila. I don't know if the light is so bright over here,
How
but
much
yeah,
is it? What's the ABV?
it is 54.
54.
Yeah. And then another cheeky one is the Del Maguey. So this one is finished in a special cask. This one's finished in a Weller cask. Stitz a 20 year
Wow.
a 20-year old Stitz a Weller cask.
Show me the bottle again. So it's tequila that
And
is
it's
aged.
finished in 20-year-old Stitzel Weller cask. So yeah,
Nice.
so that was some of my favorite tequilas. But then there's also cognacs as well. I'm trying to keep on top of all these all these spirits. It's like because when you don't work in it full time, it's like and you got a tasting. It's like okay, I've got to brush up on the knowledge on gin, cognac, tequila, mezcal, and it's just an
So how do
ever.
you do that? How do you educate yourself with like how do you find the time, or do you have a method or a preference, or how do you?
So luckily, as I said, a lot of my tastings are very much taste driven. So sometimes I will tell the story. I'll tell people of the products of how certain things are made. So I might watch a video of a whiskey exchange video of tequila. Dawn Davis, she explains things great. Or even Jesse from Ocho. The way they describe things are amazing. So I listen to stuff like that, just get a little bit of a brush. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I might even look at my WSET books and be like, okay, I remember that as well. Okay, that's it. I'm caught up now. And with a lot of my tastings, they're with people who are new to a category. So, and I try not to overwhelm them with chemical compounds.
Mhm.
This does this, this or that. The first thing I always do is I'm going to taste something. I always taste and talk at the same time. Talk about the brand.
Yeah.
I tell them, oh yeah, this week's going to talk about Ocho. We're going to talk about Del Maguey. We're going to talk about whatever it is. And from there, and the first thing is because if they don't like it, the story's not going to go anywhere. So for me, it's more or less taste it. If you like it, I'll tell you more. And then from there, I always tell them, don't worry about telling me it tastes like cucumbers or it tastes like gherkin, stuff like that. First thing is, do you like it?
Do you like it? Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
tasty.
that's it. Is it tasty? And why is it tasty? And you just kind of go from there.
Mhm.
I might have people in my class who might go a bit scientific, but I always go as fast as the last person because we don't want to be left behind.
How often do you do this a month?
I usually do it like twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah, twice a month because then it still means I've got time for my other hobbies as well.
For other
So
things.
I do it like twice a month, different. It's not always whiskey, it's not always rum. I try to mix it up. The only thing I don't touch is beer and wine because they're a whole different category, and I'm just like, no, thank you. Even though they're both beer, but
It's
wine, there
so
are some great
strange.
wines.
Beer is the only drink that I can't.
Yeah, same. Can't do it.
That's very strange for you to be in the UK not like beer.
What kind of stereotype do we have over here? No, yeah. I've just never
It's
got
immature
used to it.
whiskey. I mean,
Oof, oof. You know what? I'll leave that fight between you and them guys. So that's
yeah.
fine. But it's just not been for me. I've tried different types of. I've even worked at a beer festival, and I was searching hard, and no,
Yeah.
stout is the closest. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, IPA for me is the closest, but yeah, similar.
Yeah.
So I mean, how often do you visit distilleries? Do you go there? Do you travel? Do you get to
Oh,
do that?
do I go to much distilleries? No. What distilleries have I been to? So luckily I've been in Barbados. I've done Foursquare Distillery. I've done
Wow.
yeah.
So
That
you're in the UK and you traveled all the way to
oh
Barbados.
well. So there was a
I mean,
story
I went to
behind.
Scotland, but I haven't been to Kentucky.
Oh really? So there was a story behind that one. To be fair,
Okay.
so with the Barbados one, I wasn't going there for the distillery. I was going there for running. So I was there for the. I know. The way life works out. I've been quite
Okay.
fortunate. I can't lie. And I know one of the owners there. Like she's an amazing person, Gail.
Okay.
Gail Still, yeah, amazing person. And where the hotel I was staying in was next door to our house. So we met and we went there in the morning. She took me around the distillery, got all the nice. It was an amazing. You know, when you hit the distillery, there's a certain smell that you get when you get to sat, and it's like, oh my days. Have
Yeah.
you been to rum? Have you ever been to a rum distillery
I
before?
have not. I have not. But I mean, it definitely. I mean, the smell of a warehouse,
Yeah. Oh
of a
man.
regular warehouse whiskey is beautiful, and I can only
Yes.
imagine, the sugar and the sweetness that is, and the different funky notes that are carried in rum. It must be
Oh,
very
it was.
rich.
Oh, as soon as I stepped in, I was like, "What is this? I want to live here. This is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory," and I was like, "I just want to go and visit more
Make me want to
distilleries."
go visit there now.
Yep. I know what I recommend it. If you go to Barbados, you got to visit Foursquare. Foursquare is the only one I had time for to go and visit, but it is an amazing distillery. You got to see Mount Gay, which is I think it's the oldest rum distillery. You want to visit them. Saint Nicholas Abbey as well. You want to go and visit like all the sort of distilleries that are around it, West Indies. Then also when you go to Jamaica as well, you want to go visit from the Long Pond and all that sort.
That's
You
for
want to
sure.
make sure you go and visit everywhere.
So we established we don't like beer and why, but why do you like whiskey and rum?
Oh, rum is versatile. That's what I love about rum. So I just said, and I love it, especially when teaching people, is when people say, "Oh yeah, I love rum." Because I said a lot of people I come to are people who the only rums they know is Captain Morgan, Red Leg, Bacardi, and that is, or even Kraken, and that is their repertoire when it comes to rum.
Yeah.
So and when you give it to them and you realize how versatile it can be, as you said, Hamden. When you taste the Hamden rum, that Jamaican rum, it's like, oh, that is, oh, it's a very geeky rum because I won't say it's for the everyday person because of this
No.
type of funk it gives, type of that flavor
Yeah.
it gives out. And even what was quite interesting is that when I did a tasting and there was like loads of Jamaicans there, when I gave them Hamden, there was like, oh, this is a bit too much thing because I think they're used to
It's
more,
aggressive.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for the geeks, it's amazing because we'll break down and be like, oh, this is this is that. But I guess for the everyday person, it's not that sort of flavor. But I like try to get people to that level. I would say so. It's like try a bit, just try it like a bit more, try
Yeah.
a bit
To
more.
expand the
Eventually,
palate.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. You'll like it. You'll like it in the end.
So how do you plan your tastings? Do you have a schedule or a program, or is it topic based, or is it what they ask you to talk about?
So usually the way it works for me is it's almost like yours. Like you will have, so if I'm doing it in a bar or a certain place, it will be a thing of what's the topic of the time? Is it going to be what's the gin to my tonic or the tonic to my gin? Or we're going to look at class rum cocktails. We're going to look at different sort of things. So we'll have a topic, and I always tend to start off my tastings of how is everyone doing? And I try to look up. I ask everyone, what is your favorite? So if it's a rum tasting or whiskey tasting, I'll say, what is your favorite rum? What's your favorite whiskey? And then I'll learn from there. I was like, okay, cool. And I'll have a mental note of, okay, they might like this one, they might like this one. So you kind of know which ones to like, how
So it's not
to.
like you're sitting and there's a flight mat, but it's
Yeah.
you pour. You
Oh,
kind of
there's no flight map. I pour as I go along. So that's what it is. So my classes will not be like 20, 30 people. I kind of go as I go along. So so when people tell me what they like, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, for our first drink, we're gonna try this one. So I'll start pouring as we go along, but I'll
Wow.
also explain stories. And I give people a chance to talk to each other as well. So when I pour something, but also if I step back a bit, I'll let them know the best way for me to sip, and I usually use the four S's. So it is smell. So I'll told them to have the glass like from around the chest area and bring it up until you could stand the aromas, because some people go straight into it like that and then you just kind of lose all your senses. But start off from your chest and slowly bring it up, get that smell, and then you do the sip. And with the sip, is just I tell them to let the liquid drop into your mouth, leave your mouth open just for like half a second, so you get a bit of that ethanol flavor. Just let it come out, and you got left more of the flavor stuck inside. Swirl. So then after the swirl, so to swirl it around your mouth, let every part of your mouth get all them flavors, and then the fourth one is optional. You can spit it out or swallow.
Nice.
So
I'm going
that
to
is
copy that from you.
you are welcome. So yeah, the four S's. That's what, and it just works that way. And then people just
Really nice.
you get to plan, and then you get to talk. So what about you? How do you start your sessions off?
Yes, I talk a little bit about how it's made.
Yeah,
The fact that I like the fact that whiskey is made from a very simple process that is unified across the universe, right? It's just fermented grains that are distilled and aged in
yeah,
a barrel, and that's it. But Pappy doesn't taste like Springbank, doesn't taste like Lefroy, doesn't taste like um, Oishi or
yeah.
Indri or right any other. So how come you're using grain, any type of grain, but it tastes differently? So we go over the process, and in terms of tasting, I talk about the color.
Mm,
So where does it get the color from? It can be very light
yeah,
golden, but it can be amber. So
yes.
it comes from the cask, and I make sure that they look at I swirl it and to make sure that they look at the legs and the
Nice, yeah.
tears. So it's an indication of the oils and the esters. And something that I learned from my mentor, Ishai, Doc Whiskey, is to just do this
Ah,
and put it on the skin. And
yeah.
then if you smell it on yourself, and when you do it with peated whiskey, you lose the peated notes on the skin. You only get the notes. And then compare it to,
Oh,
right?
I might use that one as well.
Yeah. And here's another trick that people really like, and I'm blown away by this all the time, is the fact that our right and left
Yeah.
don't function the same. And then I say, okay, let's close the left and just smell the right, and it's just the alcohol levels.
Yes.
And then when you close the right and do the left, it's just the notes.
What? Mind blown. What?
Isn't it
Okay.
cool? Isn't
I'm
it
using that.
cool?
I'm using that one as
Right?
well. Thank you.
So that and then I say, okay, so five senses. The next one is just listening, and then we listen, and then people do that, and then we don't.
See, I like that. With the
Yeah.
color thing, I guess for us it's quite hard because with whiskey it works, but because with rum you can add color to rum. So looking at the color of your rum is not really going to show much as well, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Because and I like telling people that, because when people,
it's true.
especially when it comes to rum tasting, so people will say, "Oh, I get drunk on white rum. Oh, I can only do dark rum." And the first thing I tell them is the color doesn't really matter, because they add color into it. They either add color into it or they strip color from it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if it's
Okay, I didn't
white.
know that about rum. You can add color. It doesn't matter where.
Yeah, you can add color. Yeah,
You can add
it's
color.
yes, you can add color. So to your rum. So
Because in
I
American whiskey and bourbon, you can't.
can't do that. Yeah, you can't. You can't do it to whiskey. So it's got to be the word color. But with rum, you can add color to it. So and they do it for consistency, which I
Yeah,
can agree
makes
with as
sense.
well. because sometimes people will look at a certain color and think, "Oh, what is that?" And because with the, let's say, the unpredictability of um, maturing in the Caribbean, with the temperature just being what it is, you could have two bottles. I think there's one time I saw two bottles that were aged in the same type of cask in different areas of the building, in the warehouse. They put
Different.
it together and it was different color. I was like, ah, okay, now I see why you do all that.
Have
So
you
yeah,
ever been to the US to a distillery here?
no, I'm waiting for an invite. To be fair, I'm waiting for if they want to if they want to send me over, that's what it is. But usually
Yeah,
people get invites to a lot of these places are people like
there
bartenders,
are
head
2,000 plus distilleries in the US. So you have plenty to visit.
in New York.
Not in New York, in the
Oh,
US,
in US, yeah.
2,300 or so distilleries for everything. And I think out of that is about 1,800 or so are focused on whiskey.
And what's your favorite one? What's your favorite? No, don't say favorite one. No
Yeah.
order.
No,
Top five.
yeah. So within the East Coast, when you visit here, I'll take you there.
Hmm.
One is Hill Rock, and they're upstate. It's
I
like
know
two
Hill Rock.
hours.
It's got the
You know Hill
square
Rock?
bottle, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that
they're
one.
phenomenal. I mean, that's uh, they use old methods and they use like farm to bottle. And the Dave Pickerel, he's the one who built and planned the
Yeah.
distillery, and they do Solera. And I don't like rye in general, but they
Okay.
do it very well. They do double rye. They let it really mature, and it loses the. I mean, kick is good, but I don't like the rye kick when it's too spicy.
Yes, I understand
So
that. Yeah.
it's subtle, it's round, it's nice, and the Solera gives it also a lot of, it makes it more subtle, more
Yeah.
calmer, more rounder. I love Hill Rock. They're really one of my top favorite. Another one
Oh,
that
okay.
I adore in the East Coast, and it's really close by. It's an hour from here. Is Fort Hamilton. Fort Hamilton. They're in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And they're an urban distillery, and the guy behind it, he's actually, I think he's from London as well. Alex, he's all into rye again, and I don't like rye, but he's doing magic with it. He's just doing
Yeah.
magic with it. They have, by the way, gin. They have a phenomenal gin that's made from watermelon, and it has beautiful notes, and it's just so delicious. And they're in Industry City, so it's a fun place to go to, and it's a nice experience. It's a nice distillery.
Okay.
They're talking the whole heritage of Hamilton and taxation.
Hmm.
It's a nice story, and they have one rye in Armagnac that I really like. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, well, I'll show it to you. Yeah. So that's Fort Hamilton
Nice.
Armagnac cask. Really good.
How's Armagnac over there? Do people buy much Armagnac?
Um,
No.
Not as much. I mean, you do have that, but let's say you have the whiskey, and within that you have the geeky ones, and then
Yeah.
within that you have the ones that like Armagnac. It's a small.
Okay. Cool.
How about you? Are you into Armagnac and
I
the?
love Armagnac. I
Yeah.
like Armagnac is there's some Armagnacs that are better than cognacs, but because cognac has that legacy of just being prestigious,
Whatever. Yeah.
yeah, people forget about Armagnac. But I've
Yeah.
got like, ah, man,
What are the? What are the? I mean, I've tasted both, but I have not really experienced. So, what are the main differences between Armagnac and cognac?
area.
Oh, just the area,
Yeah, so
but in
area,
flavors
so
and in
because cognac could only be made
cognac.
in cognac, and then
Yeah, but when you
same
do,
thing.
is there a difference in flavor? Can you identify an Armagnac from a cognac?
Oh, not easily, I would
Mhm.
say, but at the same time, the thing is, when you're, in my personal opinion, I feel like when you're drinking a drink, you're tasting a master blender's profile of what he likes.
Mhm.
Because then sometimes I've tasted, there's certain times when I've had a blind tasting and I thought something was a cognac, but it was Armagnac, and I thought something was an Armagnac, but it was a cognac.
Yeah.
And it's just that it just depends on what that person who is making a drink is
Yeah.
aiming for,
Yeah.
really. I said my palate's probably not perfect or is not that fine tuned to be able
Yeah.
to pick up the nuances to
I don't
say,
know if
oh,
anyone's is,
cognac.
but okay.
Yeah,
So,
but
I mean, it definitely gives. I mean, the Armagnac gives the rye even more, even more,
yes.
not subtlety, but like gentleness and
Oh yeah.
softness and sweetness. So it's a really good one. Other ones in the U.S. that I really like are Koval in
I know
Chicago.
Caval,
Yeah,
yes.
and I mean, and of course, the usual suspects. You have Buffalo Trace,
Yeah,
right?
I heard it's amazing there. So that's what I got told.
Yes, I mean
Yeah,
it's a little flooded right now, but I think they're
yeah.
working it. And actually, our club, I have an annual trip planned going to Kentucky between the 23rd and the 26th of October. So we're going to go there and visit distilleries, uh, Jim Beam,
Wild
and
turkey.
maybe we'll get to Wild Turkey. Yeah,
Okay.
Beam for sure, Michter's for sure.
Okay.
Those are the ones that I booked for now, but there's a lot to explore here in the U.S. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And I guess that's probably the same when you come over here to go to Scotland. You realise there's so many. But no, actually, there's something that you said to me before when you said, "Oh, something is really close and it's an hour away." Over here, we would not class that as really close. That is far.
No, I used to travel from Canary Wharf to Watford. I almost died. It's like, it's like
How many miles is really close to you when you said that is up the road, really close? How many miles are we talking about?
I mean, an hour. You know what? I don't know, but it's probably around 50. Just for the experiment, let's check how close is Hill Rock. Just for miles.
Yeah,
Hill Rock is actually an hour 45, so it's cheating, but it's 76.
76 miles away. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is, I think for when you're in London, anything more than 15, 20 miles is just long. So it's just,
You know,
eh,
now, I mean, I've lived in London and I felt the same, but if I'd be there now, I'd probably be in Scotland every other weekend.
that 6 hour train journey. And then even when you get up there,
I
everywhere,
know.
it's just
Then you have
so,
to figure it out of how to get to.
yeah, that's the only thing about Scotland. And hence why, if I'm going up there, I'm going to have to spend a week up there. But it's the traveling I need to sort out because I don't want to drive. But I want to visit all these distilleries, which are just all in the middle of nowhere. Would I
Yeah.
run in between each one? Maybe. But obviously, that's only joking. That's wild. But actually, there is I think they call it a dramathon, where it's a marathon and you go to different distilleries on tour. Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
need to Google that. Dramaphone?
the dramathon. Yeah. So
Wow.
I think Balvenie, Glenfiddich is in Speyside, so quite a few of the Speyside distilleries
I haven't
are
been to Speyside.
uh,
No.
that is, I think that one will probably be one of the easiest
Yeah.
because everything will be along near the.
Yeah.
When you see the maps, you see it's just all congregated into that
Yeah.
small region. So
I've been
that'll
to
be
Islay and Campbelltown only,
only Campbelltown
and Isla.
and Isla.
Yeah.
What was Isla like?
Wow, the best. It's
Really?
different. It's just different from. I mean, both of us are in an urban
Yeah.
environment. Isla is, there's like one path, and people drive on it, and you got the cows, and you got everything, and it's a different world. It's just a different world. And I was in Bowmore Village, and
Yeah.
it was wow. It was just phenomenal. I mean,
Oh,
the boarding place where I stayed, they had the pizzeria next to
yeah.
it, PEAIT, and it's a great food. And right next to it, there's the Bowmore Hotel that
Yeah.
they have every single release ever from
Oh,
Purchase.
really?
To me is, and I think they have every single release ever from everything that is Isla. But they have purchase every single release, and for me to get purchase here is impossible, and it's hundreds of dollars. And over
Yes,
there,
it
it's like,
is.
oh,
Yeah.
12 pounds for Curtis Origin from 2008. And I'm like, no, what?
Yeah,
It's beautiful. It's just beautiful, and it's next to the ocean. It's beautiful.
and what was Campbelltown like?
Campbelltown is its own beast as well. I mean, it's very small, so we've covered
Yeah.
it very quickly. Um, again, it's a different world. It's a great village, and I think specifically for springback experience, it's
Yeah.
beautiful because you have your own boarding place, and they take care of you, and you get like beautiful breakfast, lunch, dinner. You have the bottles inside. You have the rooms. They're all taken care of, and it's just that you cross the road and you're in the school. And Glen Scotia is just up the road, and Cadenheads is 5 minutes. Cadenheads is 5 minutes
Nice.
down there, and Glen Scotia is 5 minutes up there, and it's all very. You can see it's a small neighborhood. Everybody knows everybody. They've been working there for 50 years, and they have this camaraderie, and it's a community. It feels like a community, and I loved it. I loved it. I keep on begging Gavin to bring me back. I want to go back, but wait for 2030. Okay.
2030. Okay, that's cool. And if you
They
were
have
gonna
a new
sell,
school there, you know. They
pardon?
they, they opened a new school in
Oh,
Springbank,
yeah.
so it's a whole building that is just dedicated to that. So they'll be able to, I think, accommodate a lot more.
And how would you rate the if you were gonna sell the Springbank experience? How would you do it? Like, what would you
Again,
say about it?
if I would,
Going to sell the Springbank experience for people to go. Like, how would you do it?
I paid to be there. I pay again to do that. It's just because if when you like whiskey and you enjoy it, just like you and I do, and we
Yeah,
have our day job, we don't really have to do anything, but we want
that's
to
it. Yeah,
do it. We want to talk to people about it, we want to educate them about it. We are excited about a Springbank 21 or a puppy or a Ryan Armagnac, where we get
yeah,
excited about it. So when you go there, and you get to, so it's 5 days, but each day you get to experience different parts of the process.
yes,
So, I was shoveling the barley, I was kilning it, I was, we did the distillation, the taste, everything around it. So, of course, it's not like, visiting and doing it for like 2-3 hours is not
yeah.
as working in it, right? But,
This is true.
of course, but you get like a taste of what it is truly like, how it was done 200 years ago, and it's amazing. That's amazing. I would do that again and again and again.
Okay,
Hint,
so
hint, Gavin, if he's watching.
so with your journey right now, so you spirits, and you said you're trying to get into rum as well. Are there certain spirits that you've tried that have kind of shocked you a bit, where you was like, oh, I didn't know this was like this. I didn't know it was like that.
Always, always. I mean, I think that's what I like about whiskey and rum and everything. That's why I started this journey, because I was fascinated by the fact. I mean, I just started it because I said, okay, let's share bottles. But then
Yes.
when I had brand ambassadors over, and they told basically the same story of taking grains and fermenting them and distilling them and
Yes.
aging. It's the same story every single time, and I get
Yes, it
excited
is.
about it every single time because it's a different angle or a different history, different terroir, different flavors. And then you always learn something that is new. And I remember at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, whiskey is the best because it's versatile and it can
Yeah.
taste like mud and taste like chocolate. Nothing else is like this." And all the rum people were like, And I was like, get out of here. Whiskey's the best. And then I tried rum, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know that about rum. So I think that's the thing, the discovering and the learning, and the fact that it doesn't end. I don't feel like I've reached, tenth of what it is. So
Ah.
that's what I like about it. And that's why I keep exploring it. How about you?
Oh, well, I've got my pies in all the different spirits, so I am always learning different parts. I said I've got a respect for so many. Whenever someone says, "Oh, I don't like," when they say, especially, I said right now it's tequila. When people say I don't like tequila, I'm like, hold on, all right, we're going to do a tasting now. take them to in London. We've got Cafe Pacifico, we've got El Camion, we've got certain tequila bars which are just like amazing. And you go there, but obviously that's an expensive way of going through it. So luckily, places like Whiskey Exchange, they do all these
It's
festivals.
sold
So,
now, right? It's no
yeah,
longer Sukinder. It's no longer
yeah.
Sukinder, right?
Oh, no, it's not it's Kindles now. It's Pernod Ricard. I've got it at the moment. Yes. So, but yeah, they do amazing events. Like Dawn Davis, like Dawn is
Still?
doing an amazing job over there. They put in like tequila show, tequila mezcal show. They got the rum show. They got the cognac show. They got champagne show. And I'm always trying to persuade people go to these shows. It's the
Yeah.
cheapest way to
Yeah.
learn
Right.
about
Yeah.
category. Like even if it's
Yeah.
70, even if it's 60, 70, £100, there's nowhere else you're gonna try
Completely
that
worth
amount.
it. That's what you spend. I don't know what you spent in London, but here in the US, I mean, if you go to a bar, it's you can't leave without $100 behind. You know.
Oh, there you go, and that is not even including tips.
Yeah.
So, so you're doing all that. So you go and you try all these different stuff. The amount of people I've brought over to all these events, they've all said, "I didn't know rum was this. I didn't know whiskey was this. I didn't know cognac was this."
Yeah.
And it's just with certain people because they've grown up, I say, in a certain area, communities, or whatever. They have a close. That's people who go to certain clubs. They go club like a lot of my friends. They were just very club heavy. Whenever they say the best rum in the world is Ray Nephew, I respect Ray Nephew, but how many other rums have we tried? 5 other rums. Okay, let us hold horses here and let's come to this show, come to Rum Show, come to the Rum Fest. And then try stuff there, and then they'll at the end they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know there was so many stuff." And at the end, you see them with like 3 or 4 bags of all this different types of stuff. And it's like, "Oh, I didn't know. You should have told me this long time ago. I've been trying
Yeah.
to tell you this for 4 years. It's just do I have to buy your ticket to get you in this
Yeah.
place?" But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, for me, it's worth it. Or I might do a tasting for them to let them know this is the sort of stuff that is out there.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Cool. Okay. Well, so Chima, we've been talking for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
know.
okay? And it's really late. So any words to any word of conclusion to
Ah.
closing toast?
I would say, this, you know, well, because I think we could be talking for quite a while because so much stuff. Because it's like, as I said, there's so many people that I just want to shout. Because, like, imagine you said you've got your mentor. Because who was your mentor? You said, what was the name of the
Yeah,
person?
I have three mentors. One
Yeah,
is Doc Whiskey Ishai, and he knows about whiskey. He's just one of the most impressive people, and so humble and so nice about it. And he goes in deep, and he has knowledge that goes from way before whiskey got popular. And I have Elad, who's here in Chicago, and he's
mm,
been teaching me about American whiskey, and again helped me to build the club. And there's Omif, he has a podcast that educates and teaches.
nice,
So all of them I owe a big, big, big thanks to. And Gil Firth, he's the he's the manager of the one of the largest whiskey groups on Facebook. He has huge
nice.
passion for this, and he's a good friend. And I always look at him and I envy the fact that he's been passionate about it for so many years.
Yeah,
And every single day he keeps on learning, and I'm like, wow, I hope that I'm going to be like that, it never ends. Maybe that's a good closing question. How do you keep your passion and you're not like, oh, I can't taste that anymore?
it's the different people I meet along the journey because
Yes.
it is. I just because I started off with cocktails because I was a late drinker. Sorry, but more talking again. It can't be helped. Um, I started off with just like I didn't drink that much, but then afterwards there was an event called London Cocktail Week, which is one. If you ever come London, come in October.
I
You got
usually come, yeah, I usually
yeah.
go to the whiskey show. It's just that it's on my daughter's birthday, so I can't.
Sorry. Well, there is an event called London Cocktail Week, which is an event where you've got about 100 bars across London selling their flagship cocktails for about £8 to £10, and it is an amazing way to discover
Wow.
London, discover the
Wow.
bars, discover different types of cocktails. And I didn't know what drinking was until I started tasting cocktails. And I would say Dawn is the one who got me into. Dawn taught me about the spirits and stuff like that. Like she answered an email to me, and then from there, my journey just went. But then there's a group of girls called Hannah and Siobhan, and Emma as well. We did London Cocktail Week, and I never knew cocktails can taste like food. Like I had a cocktail, it's called a blueberry muffin, and I thought I was eating.
I'm not a big cocktail person, so I'm intrigued now.
It was like having a eating while drinking, and I've never had that experience for in my life. And I was like, is this what cocktails can do? And I always recommend. So he's like, you're not big on cocktails. I always try different bars. You go to and usually go to bars when it's quiet, and you have a good bartender, because
Mhm.
then a good bartender will love to try and challenge your
But
palate.
isn't cocktail diluting the flavors of the spirit?
No, don't think of it as diluting. Think of it as, so when you cook food together, so you want to make something like a, let's say a cake, you will add different sorts of flour, eggs, or whatever flavors to try and create something new. So don't think of it as diluting the flavor. Think of it as creating a new flavor that you would like, or which is something different. But each thing will add something different. So it's like if you add like a, let's say, a Jamaican funk, a very like high strength, high ester rum to a Mai Tai or to a rum punch, that flavor will still be there, but it's going to complement the other things that are with it, like the juices or the lime, the citrus, or whatever's with it. So,
Interesting.
if
Okay.
you think of it like that, that is what it's all about. So I wouldn't say it's diluting. Is a good drink will complement each other's flavor and stuff like
Now
that.
you open the door in my mind to. 'Cause I'm always like, I don't do cocktails. I
Yes,
don't.
and stuff like that.
But
And then
maybe, well, maybe. Okay,
yeah,
so London Cocktail Week. When is that?
London.
When is that? Usually
It's
when do the.
October. It's usually in October, so it's usually around the second or third week of October. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's Hannah Siobhan got me that, and then I said I keep on meeting new people. So I've met like Hannah, who is one of the whiskey managers, who's always like smart, always educating me on certain drinks. I've met Nina, who is amazing because she plans events, and it's like she's turned something into nothing into something. Then you've got Ian Burrell, the rum ambassador, who is just so knowledgeable when it comes to rums, always trying to push rum the category forwards as well. You got Alan, who works in Jerry's. So whenever you come to London, you got to go visit Jerry's as well as Whiskey Exchange, because the shops are amazing as well.
Okay.
We've got a lot of amazing shops in London when it comes to spirits. So
Okay.
from Milroy's, if you actually when you come, if you want like whiskey, you got to go to Milroy's as well.
To which one?
Milroy's.
Where's that?
Milroy's is the oldest. I think it's in Soho, and it's the oldest whiskey shop in London. So you want to go and visit there as well. And then yeah, there's just so many people. I said every time you meet someone new, and whenever someone says to me, "Oh, I want to learn about whiskey, I want to learn about rum, I want to learn about something like that." Something piques my interest, and I can't help myself. It's like, yeah, Rosie as well, amazing, palette's amazing, and she wanted to learn more about certain whiskies. I was like, okay, cool. And I used to go to Milroy's all like probably twice a week, and I'll bring loads of different stuff and say, "Oh, try this. We're going to do a blind tasting." So I'll be training some of the staff. Just say, "Oh yeah, we do a blind tasting on Springbank. We did on 18-year-old whiskies, 15-year-old whiskies, 12-year-old whiskies," and it will just keep on going and keep on going. And yeah, and it's just the people we meet along the way is what keeps on bringing
Yeah.
our path forward.
Yeah.
Hey,
Beautiful. Well, it was
but
great meeting you.
there is. I'm gonna say there is one question you asked me that started all of this. Remember the question you asked me?
What was it?
How is the drinks how is the drinks going in the UK? I was trying. Do you remember that question? And that's how all this
Now I
started.
do. How is it?
Let me. You answer the question first because I've been speaking a
Right.
lot.
So I think we all know that the alcohol industry is going through some rocky times. Here in
Yes.
the US is different from what you're experiencing. Here in
Yes.
the US, we have the tariffs looming over our heads. We have some sort of a feeling that, during COVID, people got excited about alcohol, and now they're like, I think I have, a few good bottles at home. I'm not going to rush. Um, I have to say that the people that I know in my circle, and I would say even maybe a certain age or comfortability with alcohol, nothing changed much.
Yeah.
Um, but there is some sort of, I even hear things like, oh, tequila is much more healthier than whiskey. And I'm like, it's the same. Alcohol is alcohol.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I was about to say that
but
as well.
yeah,
Alcohol is alcohol.
yeah. So I hear differently, but the younger generation does think that they do. Oh, it's clearer,
Yeah.
so it must be healthier. Okay, but so that's what it is like here in the U.S. How is it in the UK?
In the UK, pubs are still busy, so people are still buying their beer. But at the same time, I think as the prices are going up and other people's, let's say, salary is not going up, people are not really spending as much as what they used to, sort of thing.
Mm.
So it's just where you see certain bottles releases, usually people would scramble to get all these bottles. But oh, this is released. But
Yeah,
now it's just sitting on the shelves
yeah,
now, so they're not as as well sought after as they want. And especially when you look at if you look at the secondary market as well, people who might have paid a lot of money for certain bottles, then I think they're losing money on these bottles, especially with certain Macallans and all that. People thought, oh yeah, I could make a lot of money on this. They're not, and it's like, okay, cool, which is good for someone like me. So I'm like, I'm buying
yeah,
certain bottles cheaper than what I've got in the shops,
yeah.
stuff like that. But
Send me
I
the
think,
link when you get.
yeah. But I think people are sticking what you said. They're sticking to what they've already got, or they're still buying stuff in the supermarket as
Yeah,
the cheap stuff because it's for them. It's like, why am I going to spend this much on certain high end bottles? You obviously going to get the certain bottles that people are always going to try and want to go for, Springbank, Pappy, um,
yeah. But for the
for the
average
average.
shopper in the US, I would say, before COVID, um, American whiskey and bourbon, Pappy,
Yeah,
averaged on 40,
yeah,
60, $80. And after COVID, it just, exploded. And now it starts at 80.
yeah.
So
And it's like who if you want to try and get young people drinking, who's going to be or buying that? And then, but this is where a lot of the new distilleries that are coming up right now, a lot of their stuff because they're not starting at such a high price point, and they are a bit more experimental with what they can do. Because sometimes they might have three, four, five releases, so they're trying to cater to all the different sorts of palettes. So
yeah,
as long as they're being sold at a reasonable price in the bars, in the shops, people are actually buying them. I guess
yeah,
what it is just trying to get them in the pubs, in the bars where people can buy them. Because sometimes I go to certain pubs and certain bars, and it's just the same stuff all the time. I'm like,
mm,
they need to be a bit more experimental when they
right,
want to try and
yeah,
get a bit more new people into it.
yeah.
But
Cool.
yes, that's what it
Okay.
is.
Well, we're closing in on 1 hour. Awesome.
I'm
I think that's one of the longest interviews I had. I had one that was more than that. That was Charles McLean. So he's your,
okay. You know
yeah,
what? No,
yeah.
let him. He can
Let's
win.
give
He
to
can win that.
Charles. Yeah, let's give it to Charles. So, Chima, it was great meeting you.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Next meeting is in person, either here
Okay,
or the UK.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully, as I said, make sure you come to one of the shows. Whiskey Show, Midlands, Whiskey Life Paris is an amazing one as well. So
Hmm.
stuff
I
like
heard
that.
about it. Yeah, I heard a lot about it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Launch.
Sláinte.